Meanwhile, to that earlier point Blake mentioned about a fourth bracket on high-income earners, to Pennsylvania Republican Congressman Mike Kelly. He sits on the House Ways and Means Committee, so obviously a very important guy. Congressman, are you open to that, a fourth bracket?
Yeah, I am. But I think that if we look at that fourth bracket, if it's just for optics, what I think is more troubling than anything else, that we continue this idea that we have to separate ourselves as Americans, saying, well, look, the really wealthy shouldn't get a tax break. Here's what I'm for. I'm for every single American taxpayer to get a tax break, to have more money in their wallet to do the things that they think are best with those dollars. So when we look at this, I'm not opposed to it. In fact, the president's been asking for it. I think the speaker speaks very clearly about it, and also our chairman, Kevin Brady, does. I think at the end of the day, and this is a worn-out statement, but every single American taxpayer should be either happy or real happy with what we were able to put together that brings relief to middle-income people and lower-income people and just makes their life a little bit easier.
But we don't know at this point, for leaving the fourth rate aside, sir, we don't know at what income level these various rates would kick in, 25%, 35%. Do you?
No, we don't have the brackets are, of course, the most important part of it. So where do you fall in those brackets? That's the key to it. But again, I want to make sure that, and you know, when you and I talk, it's always about what do the American people think? I'm not really about, this isn't about Republican tax cuts or Democrat tax cuts. This is about tax cuts for the American taxpayer. This is about our people and making sure
well, those people
that
want to know, right,
this,
sir, whether they're going to be at that 25% rate or 35% rate.
Well, they are going to see it very soon. You know, what happened last night in the Senate allows us now to move forward. I don't know if it'll happen that quick, but it's going to happen very quick.
Okay. Another issue that's come up is this idea of a fourth bracket itself, sir. Apparently, as born of the belief that maybe it's a way of getting Democratic votes. Since that looks highly unlikely, just my read, and you're closer to this than I'll ever be, why bother then? Is there concern that Republicans are going to balk if there isn't a fourth rate, or if the rich don't get as much of a benefit?
You know, I think too often we worry about the optics of what we do, as opposed to what's realistic and what makes sense to the American people. If we go to the 39.6 or leave it there, again, bracketing, where do they end up there? Right. The president has said there's no problem with that. I look at it and I say, you know what? What's fair? What's fair? You know, I grew up in a world, and I know you did too. We all aspired to do well and to be wealthy. What's wrong with wealthy people? Every building I go into is usually named after somebody who did pretty well in life and decided that once they left here, they were going to do more for those that were coming after them and doing more for the American people because they could. There's nothing wrong with being successful. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. I think what's wrong is when we polarize the situation and all of a sudden those folks become the bad folks. That's absolutely insane. Never in our history have we looked at people that way. It just doesn't make sense to me. We've allowed this to overtake our clear thinking about what it is we're trying to achieve. We have to get to a situation where people have faith and confidence in the form of government we have. The stock market's soaring right now because people are confident and they're optimistic. Those are the things that were always great about America. Why would we ever go away from them and polarize it because of our parties and saying, no, this is what my party stands for? I'll tell you what my party stands for. Every single American doing better.
All right. Congressman, thank you. Very good seeing you again.
Good seeing you, too. That 87 clip, you haven't changed a bit, and you are America's hero, by the way.
I wish that were true. I thought I had a much better toupee back then. But anyway, Congressman, it's always good seeing you. I appreciate it.
God bless, Neil. Thanks so much.